Good day, everyone. This is Onion. It's Sunday, March 28th. Today I'm going to go over NIO with you. We're going to look at some technical insight, short selling activity, institutional activity, the Quant Computer estimates, and the Reuters report. With NIO, I like to use the 6-week chart just because it's very, very volatile right now. Seems to be a technical trade as well. And you can see Friday with that news that came out about the production shutdown and that the share price dropped pretty low, but it bounced off that 200-day moving average very well. It didn't go below or close below, so that's a very strong sign. And that seems to be the bottom now at around $34, like $33.97, $34. That's the bottom. But it's going to have a hard time coming up. It's really separated from the 50-day moving average and the 21-day moving average. So, right now that's a strong sign for bottom, but reversal, we don't have a sign of that yet. You can see the MACD here. It was going above the average line. It was going towards the zero line, but it's just come down and crossed again, and it's well below the zero line's right here. Is really in bearish territory there. All the indicators are. The momentum's down. Everything is. And if you look at the RSI, it's at 35, so it's getting close to oversold territory, but it still has a little bit ways to go. But with the chart and that the bounce off the 200-day moving average, unless there's more bad news that comes out, I really don't think it's going to drop anymore. But again, we're going to need Monday, Tuesday to confirm, because this has been a pretty solid downtrend for NIO. If we look at what was I going to show you? Oh yeah, the news. I'm going to just show you here just quickly before I go with everything else. Anyone that trades NIO knows this, right? It's very reactive to news. So we're going to need to get a few. I hold NIO, so I want the news to come out too. We're going to have to get some good news and some guidance what's going on here. All we really hear is shutdown, shutdown, shutdown. What's going to go on? Is it really going to last 5 days? Whatever. We need some guidance. That's why I don't really want to give an estimate for next week yet, because it is so dependent on news, NIO right now. So the short selling activity, it's the same pretty much every day. It's usually it's always in the 20s, mid 20s, maybe sometimes high 20s. This is the month of March. I'll scroll down here. This is March here, so you can see it's pretty much the same every day. The borrow rate is almost the same too. Just lately they've been changing it. Always 10 million shares available. As soon as shares are borrowed, that availability gets replenished almost immediately. I did check for tomorrow. If you want to borrow to sell short tomorrow, it's 0.27%. A little bit off. That's a rate today. That can change by tomorrow morning. That's why I never wrote it down. So the institutional activity, there's been quite a bit, and I just don't have the time to write every institutional owner down, line by line. There are a lot of websites you can check, but just the general rundown here, you now have 789 institutional owners, and they represent 40.31% of the float. So there is a lot of strong institutional ownership here. This is the Reuters report. If you don't get this report, I like it. It goes into detail. I'm not so much on ADRs, but it does give a little bit of a detail here. NIO at the beginning of the year was rated a 7, and obviously with the price movement and earnings and everything else, it has now gone down to 4. Overall, it's not bad. Like most companies are 5, 6, so it's still not that bad. The analysts are still bullish on it. I'm just going to scroll down here. If you don't get this report, I'm not going to go over everything with you. But see, this is the earnings, right? This is what hurt NIO right here. Like 3 green earnings and then a negative 125%. That's why the share price is dropping. It was just too overvalued at the time. So anyway, I'm just going to keep on scrolling down. I'll scroll down to the bottom. Pause whenever you like. This is a good report, but again, it doesn't give, it doesn't measure every single metric here. Let's just see, go down. Okay, that's the end of the report here. No, executive holders, and the top institutional holders are here. The highest ownership percentage is 8.4%. So now we look at the Quant Computer. According to the Quant Computer, NIO has been overvalued for quite a while, and you can see here, last close 36.30, or sorry, 36.13, and the Quant Computer gives a fair value of $31.38, just below the 200-day moving average. And you can see here, we are getting more and more numbers in, but it's not complete yet. So, the uncertainty here is high on their scale, but it's pretty close to the last close. So, it's fairly, this quantum computer is extremely accurate if NIO remains a technical trade. Now the other thing I want to show you is just the analyst ratings. There hasn't really been anything added or adjusted. Excuse me. Excuse me. You can see there's 10 analysts. Average rate or average price target 63.64, and here are all the analysts here. The last one was a maintained rating on March 25th, and a price target of $64. I don't know. I do hold NIO, so I'm a little bit biased. I want it to do well, but I did do a video about three weeks ago. It was just right before earnings, and I actually gave NIO a price target of $37.50, and that was, I think it was 3 weeks ago now. That earnings call was. So yeah, you can check back in the video and see the reason why I gave it that valuation. It is pretty detailed. So I believe $37.50 is fair value for NIO, and I think it's going to sit in around that price for a while until there's guidance, and until we know what's going on, especially with this chip shortage. It's probably going to even put it even lower. So definitely keep an eye on this here. Keep your ear out, and it's this is going to move with news, right? One way, either up or down. So I hope this video helps. Have a wonderful trading week, and take care.